If you've ever watched Nikola Jokic play basketball, you've probably asked yourself the same question more than once. How did he even make that? There's just something different about the way Jokic scores. He doesn't rely on speed. He doesn't fly through the air or explode off the dribble. He doesn't look like your typical dominant scorer, but somehow, time and time again, he finds a way to put the ball in the basket from angles, positions, and distances that don't even seem real. He moves like he's in slow motion, but his mind is working 2 steps ahead. It's not just that he makes tough shots, it's how he makes them. With a flick of the wrist, a soft touch, and the calmest expression on his face. These aren't prayers, these are calculated, confident, and completely unorthodox buckets. Shots that make fans jump out of their seats, opponents throw their hands in the air, and even his own teammates crack a smile in disbelief. And the best part, he does it all with the casual demeanor of a guy throwing socks into a laundry basket. Today, we're diving into the moments that define Jokic's shot-making genius. The plays that make you pause, rewind, and watch again. Just to be sure your eyes weren't lying, let's get started. Before we dive into the wild, off-balance fadeaways and circus shots Jokic is famous for, let's start with something that feels almost impossible, until you remember who we're talking about. It's the end of the quarter, clock ticking down. Everyone in the building expects a desperation heave. But Jokic? He doesn't do desperation. In a moment that left the entire arena stunned, Jokic pulled up from half court at the buzzer and sank it. There was no hesitation, no second thought, just pure confidence. He calmly steps into a shot from half court like he's taking a free throw in warm-ups. No panic, no rush, just smooth mechanics and that signature Jokic nonchalance. What makes this play absurd isn't just the distance, it's the ease with which he releases the ball, like he's casually shooting from the elbow. Most players only attempt these heaves out of desperation. Jokic made it look calculated, as if he knew it was going in before it left his fingertips. It left the entire arena stunned, not because he made it, but because of how he made it. There was zero hesitation, zero wasted motion. Most players chuck these up as a last resort. Jokic made it look like it was part of the plan, like he knew it was going in the moment it left his fingertips. Sometimes, the moment feels too big. The crowd's on its feet. The defense is locked in. The margin for error is razor thin. For most players, this is when nerves kick in, the hands get shaky, and decisions get second-guessed. But for Jokic, that's when he becomes ice cold. There's something about late-game pressure that seems to calm him down instead of speed him up. It's like the chaos around him fades, and all that's left is him and the rim. This wasn't a lucky bounce. It wasn't a heat check. It was a dagger. Pure and simple. He turns, walks away, no celebration. That's the Jokic way. Let the scoreboard do the talking. The touch, the arc, the timing, everything about the shot was surgical, clinical, cold-blooded. No drama, no flinch, just a one-man wrecking crew in slow motion. And the best part? He makes it all look routine. Every now and then, you witness a play that makes even the best players in the world look completely lost. Not because they're out of position or too slow, but because someone just outsmarts them. And when that someone is Nikola Jokic, you know you're about to see something subtle and devastating. And just like that, Steph disappears from the play. Jokic rises up and nails a smooth mid-range jumper like he's practicing alone in the gym. It's not flashy, it's not fast, but it's devastatingly effective. That's what makes Jokic such a problem. He doesn't beat you with athleticism. He beats you with timing, patience, and footwork so precise it should be studied in a ballet class. When you fool Steph Curry that cleanly, that's not just skill, it's sorcery. Some players panic when a play breaks down. Others reset the offense, but Jokic, he just adapts. And when things get messy, that's often when he's at his most brilliant.
Talks to the Lakers, maybe. Oh!
What happens when you foul Jokic mid-pass? Apparently, he just decides to score instead. This clip shows off Jokic's incredible improvisation. What starts off looking like a pass turns into something straight out of a video game. Jokic draws contact mid-air and in the blink of an eye, switches gears, flipping the ball up toward the glass instead. Somehow it drops. And one. It's not just the finish that's wild, it's the decision-making. The ability to pivot, literally and mentally, while being fouled. Most players would have bailed on the play. Jokic turned it into 3 points. This is instinct at its highest level. A brain that processes the game faster than the body can react. And for Jokic, that's not a rare moment. it's business as usual. Every team runs into broken plays, a busted possession, a mistimed pass, a shot clock winding down. These are usually throwaway moments. But not when Nikola Jokic has the ball. Because for him, chaos isn't a problem. It's an opportunity. This is the definition of a broken play turning into gold. Jokic gets bumped as he rises up just inside the arc. He's off balance, leaning, nearly horizontal, but still manages to bank in the shot. And he gets the foul. Most players would have been looking for the whistle. Jokic, he never stopped looking at the rim. That's the scary part. His body might be flailing, but his focus stays locked. Mid-air adjustments, touch off the glass, soft hands through contact. It's like he's reprogramming the play mid-flight. It's not just about being strong. It's about having the calm to finish, no matter what the situation looks like. And that's why broken plays turn into highlight reels when Jokic is in control. Sometimes a play develops and you already know the outcome. Turnover, reset, maybe a forced shot that barely grazes the rim. The kind of possession that makes coaches sigh and fans groan. But then there are those rare players who treat those moments like a challenge, like a chance to pull off the impossible, just because they can. What just happened isn't something you'll find in any training manual. Trapped in the worst spot on the floor, with pressure mounting and no real option in sight, Jokic decides to get creative. Really creative. The shot he unleashes feels like it belongs in a game of horse, except this is a real NBA game against real NBA defenders. And somehow, it works. Jokic doesn't just break the rules of shot selection, he rewrites them every time he steps on the floor. Jokic doesn't dominate you with speed or bounce, he wears you down with patience. He waits, and waits until you make the first mistake. Then he strikes. It's not flashy, it's not loud, but it's surgical. There's a reason defenders look exhausted after guarding him. It's not just the buckets, it's the mental chess match he forces you to play on every possession. At some point, you stop trying to explain Jokic's shot selection with logic. You just sit back and enjoy the chaos. Because just when you think you've seen his full bag of tricks, he pulls out something so strange, so completely out of the ordinary, that you don't even know how to react. Was that planned, instinct, or a glitch in the matrix? With Jokic, it's hard to tell. This shot is the basketball equivalent of a "you had to be there" moment. The crowd didn't know what to think. The bench didn't know what to say. And if you watch it in slow motion, you still won't believe how smooth it looks. He combines a move that belongs in transition with a shot that belongs nowhere near a shot chart, and makes it look like a casual Tuesday. No hesitation, no setup, just a bold, ridiculous idea executed to perfection. Only one guy in the league even thinks of attempting this. And only one guy consistently makes it look like it's not that crazy after all. That guy, of course, is Nikola Jokic. There are shots that get the crowd buzzing. Then there are shots that make the entire arena pause. Like everyone needs a second to process what just happened. Because what Jokic does here, it's not just difficult, it's absurd. But of course, with Jokic, absurdity is just part of the job description. What happens feels like slow-motion wizardry. Jokic winds up. Except he doesn't really wind up. It's more like he casually flicks his wrist from 3/4 of the court away. And of course, it goes in. But it's not just that it drops, it's how he throws it. One hand, no extra power, no running start. Just a smooth, effortless motion like he's tossing a ball of paper across a room. It's not supposed to look that easy. It's not supposed to be that accurate. But for Jokic, it's just another ridiculous highlight on a resume that's already overflowing with them. You can try to break it down mechanically, talk about the angle, the release, the timing. But sometimes, you just have to throw your hands up and admit it. This man plays by different laws of physics. Most big men live in the paint. They use power, size, and muscle to carve out space and finish strong. Nikola Jokic? He can do all that, but he prefers something a little more artistic. His game has this strange, beautiful balance between elegance and awkwardness. You think he's moving slow, but suddenly, the defender's off balance. You think the shot is impossible, until it's splashing through the net. And then you rewind the clip wondering, wait, how did he even get that off? If Hakeem Olajuwon and Dirk Nowitzki had a basketball baby, it might look like this. It's part Hakeem, part Dirk, all Jokic. Jokic backs down his defender, gives a filthy dream shake, and then launches a high-arching fadeaway off one foot, nothing but net. His footwork is art, and his release point is unguardable. You just have to pray. The footwork is smooth, the fake is filthy, the release high, off one foot. When a shot looks this difficult and somehow feels inevitable, that's when you know you're watching greatness. Jokic turns post-ups into poetry. Every elite defender has that one moment burned into their memory. A shot they thought they had covered. A contest that should have worked. Perfect positioning, perfect effort, and yet somehow, it didn't matter. For most guys, getting a clean look against Anthony Davis is out of the question. He's long, agile, and reads plays before they happen. The guy's a defensive nightmare. But then there's Jokic. And Jokic doesn't follow the rules. Seriously, behind his head. It looks like a glitch. Like he lost control of the ball mid-shot and just hoped for the best, except this is Jokic we're talking about. He meant to do that. And of course, it drops. There's no defending this kind of madness. You don't block it. You don't stop it. You just shake your head and hope it doesn't happen again. Anthony Davis did everything right. But sometimes, when Jokic is cooking, even the best defenders in the league are just props in the highlight. There are certain spots on the floor where no one shoots from. Not because they can't, but because why would you? The angle's wrong, the space is tight, and the odds of scoring are basically zero. Unless your name is Nikola Jokic. Because when he's in the building, bad angles don't exist. Barely in bounds, the backboard isn't even directly in front of him. It's behind him and to the side. This isn't just a tough shot. This is one of those attempts where your first reaction is to look around and ask, was that on purpose? And yet, with the flick of a wrist, Jokic makes the impossible look inevitable. No backboard drill can prepare you for this. No coach is drawing this up in practice. This is pure touch, pure feeling, pure absurdity. Somehow he sees an angle where none should exist and cashes in. For anyone else, this is a blooper attempt. For Jokic, it's just another reminder that geometry doesn't apply to his game. Some matchups are built to test your limits. A defensive player of the year guarding the paint? That's a challenge most players avoid, or at least try to power through. But Jokic? He doesn't force. He floats. While others muscle their way into position, he dances around the chaos with the patience of a veteran and the grace of a ballerina in size 16 sneakers. Rudy Gobert is standing tall, ready to contest. He's a literal wall in the paint. But Jokic doesn't go through him. He spins around him, gliding into a soft fadeaway like he's floating on air. It's quiet. It's smooth. It's unstoppable. The kind of shot that neutralizes elite rim protectors, not with force, but with timing, touch, and just enough footwork to make you miss a beat. And the craziest part? He makes it look like he's barely trying. It's not flashy. It's not loud. But it's deadly. When Jokic gets into this rhythm, it doesn't matter who's guarding him. Even the best defenders can't do anything but watch. Now let's be real. When you think of fast breaks and poster dunks, Nikola Jokic probably isn't the first name that comes to mind. He's not known for high-flying theatrics or highlight reel slams. He's the guy picking defenses apart with no-look passes and soft floaters. But every once in a while, Jokic reminds everyone that he's still 7 feet tall and not afraid to throw it down. Wait, Jokic in transition? Dunking? Over Anthony Edwards? His team grabs the board, runs the floor like a freight train, and throws it down right on Ant's head. Not known for his hops, but don't sleep, Jokic will still rise up when he needs to. And this one was personal. Does Jokic slow down? Nope. He shifts into freight train mode. And then, boom. It's not graceful. It's not subtle. It's just pure force, delivered with intent. This wasn't about finesse. This was personal. You could feel it in the way he sprinted the floor and exploded through the contact. For a guy often called slow or non-athletic, Jokic just put an exclamation point on the play over one of the league's most explosive athletes. It's not something he does often, but when he does, you remember it. There are moments when finesse takes a back seat, when footwork and vision are still part of the equation, but now it's about sheer will, about battling through traffic, absorbing contact, and forcing the defense to break before you do. Most players don't thrive in that kind of environment. Nikola Jokic lives in it.
It really has paid off. His Porter Jr. athletic move, can't finish it. Jokic fighting for the rebound, gets it, and puts it in.
This clip isn't about angles or trickery. It's not some smooth fadeaway or casual floater. It's a war in the paint. Jokic finds himself surrounded 1 versus 4, and not just any 4. This includes Joel Embiid, anchoring the middle with size and force. But instead of backing out or resetting, Jokic leans in. Bumps, spins, and powers through the crowd like it's a practice drill. And somehow he finishes with that signature soft touch. It's that blend of brute strength and delicate control that makes him a nightmare. You can throw bodies at him. Stack the paint, crowd his space, he'll still find a way to get to his spot and score. This wasn't just a bucket. It was a message. You can't outmuscle me. You can't outsmart me. I'm still getting two. There are highlight plays, and then there are winning plays. The kind of effort that doesn't always make the front page, but shifts momentum. That doesn't scream for attention, but if you blink, you'll miss something special. These are the moments where stars separate themselves, not just by talent, but by how badly they want it. And Jokic, he wants it. And as the shot goes up, all eyes are on the rim, except for one guy, already on the move. From beyond the three-point line, Jokic takes off. Not jogging, not stumbling, sprinting. And what follows is pure instinct, timed to perfection, executed in one fluid motion. Most bigs don't even bother contesting a missed free throw, let alone chase it down and make a play like this. But Jokic is different. He doesn't just read the game, he feels it, anticipates the bounce, beats everyone to the spot, and finishes it off like it was drawn up that way. This is the kind of effort that doesn't show up on stat sheets the way it should, but every coach, every teammate, every fan knows how important it is. He's not just a genius with the ball, he's a grinder when it counts. When you're standing 7 feet tall, banging in the paint night after night, battles at the rim become routine. But there are levels to that battle, and when you're going head-to-head with a fellow unicorn like Chet Holmgren, every inch matters, every bump counts. Most guys in that situation try to finish through contact, but Jokic, he finishes around it, or under it, or sometimes in spite of it, always on his own terms. And Jokic doesn't flinch, just adjusts mid-air and drops in one of the softest layups you'll ever see, at an angle most players wouldn't even attempt. It's the kind of finish that makes you pause, not because it was flashy, but because it shouldn't have worked, but that's Jokic. His footwork gives him space, his strength keeps him steady, and his touch? That's what makes him unguardable. There's nothing loud about this play. No dunk, no stare down, just quiet brilliance executed with total control. One last reminder that when Jokic goes to work in the paint, physics takes the night off. When we talk about great scorers, we usually picture explosive drives, thunderous dunks, silky fadeaways, or smooth pull-up threes. The game is filled with highlight machines who defy gravity, torch defenders, and dominate with flash. But Nikola Jokic, he defies something else entirely. Not gravity, expectation. He doesn't move fast. He doesn't jump high. He doesn't have that NBA body people obsess over. And yet, he scores like no one else. From half-court heaves to impossible angle floaters, off-balance bank shots to spin-cycle fadeaways, Jokic turns chaos into calm and broken plays into brilliance. He's a master of touch, timing, and control, putting up shots that look like they belong in slow motion until you realize they're happening in real time. And that's what separates him from the rest. He's not just reacting to the game, he's manipulating it. While defenders are scrambling, Jokic is already 2 steps ahead, visualizing the angle, feeling the pressure, calculating the touch. Where most players see a dead end, he sees a window, a sliver of opportunity, a chance to make something out of nothing. And more often than not, he cashes it in. What we've just seen isn't just a highlight reel, it's a masterclass in how to play the game your own way. Unorthodox? Absolutely. But ineffective? Never. He's a 7-foot magician with the touch of a guard, the vision of a point, and the confidence of someone who's rewritten the definition of a good shot. So the next time Jokic rises up for a ridiculous one-legged fading out-of-bounds jumper, don't ask, why did he take that? Just nod, smile, and say, of course he made it.